What's good, YouTube? Swiftly here, back with another NBA 2K25 video, and in today's video I have another episode of badge breakdowns for you guys. As you can see on your screen, today's episode we are covering the rebounding badge Rebound Chaser. Now if you read the description, it says Rebound Chaser improves a player's ability to chase down rebounds. Now this is going to be one of the most important badge for my bigs, for the centers, the power forwards, and to some extent the small forwards, just because if you're like me and you mostly play rec, aka solo rec, a lot of times the small forward will be getting pushed to power forward. So this is also an important badge for you small forwards out there, because a lot of times you are going to get pushed to power forward. Now if you're playing in a squad, then you probably have somebody who is going to be set, running a power forward build or a build that can play power forward, so you're not going to have to worry about that too much. Now if you're a solo player and you're always in solo rec, then you already know that as a small forward you constantly get put at power forward. I would say around like 60% of the time you're going to get put at power forward, because most people don't make power forwards. And the reason why that is because if you make a power forward, then sometimes you get pushed to center, and now you're guarding the center, and then the small forward is playing power forward. It's just a never-ending cycle of BS, and it just ruins your experience. Because if you're making a small forward, you're making a small forward to play small forward. You're not necessarily making a small forward to play power forward or center. Same thing with power forward. You're playing a power forward to complement a center. You're not really making a build to play center, so it kind of puts you out of position, and then you end up giving up boards, or you end up getting killed down low because your build isn't meant to play that position. So I get it, but for the small forwards, your rebound chaser badge is going to be just as important for those power forwards as well as those centers. Now I've used this badge on every single level. I've used it bronze, silver, gold, Hall of Fame, and even on legend. And I gotta say that it certainly makes a difference. I definitely notice a real big difference on each level that I use this badge. From bronze to silver, I would say I didn't really notice a difference, but you will notice a difference between, gold, Hall of Fame, and legend. Now I will say, as far as like the sweet spot goes, for sure, Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame is like where you really should be going. If you want to be a snagger, you shouldn't be running this badge on anything less than Hall of Fame, okay? Hall of Fame is definitely the sweet spot on when it comes to this badge. Now, do I think you need legend? No, I don't. I think if you are good enough, where you have good positioning and you have good enough attributes, because attributes are also key when it comes to being a good rebounder. Positioning and boxing out and all of those things are important, but what people don't understand is that your attributes also matter, and I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But just to say that, yeah, you can get by with Hall of Fame Rebound Chaser. You don't really need Legend Rebound Chaser. Legend Rebound Chaser, that's when it comes in that, you're playing proving ground, you're playing pro-am, you're playing in leagues and stuff like that. That legend rebound chaser is going to make a real difference between that top echelon of player, like the top, 5 to 1%, 1 to 5%, those top players. That's where badges like the legend badges really come in and make a real difference. You know what I'm saying? That's going to give you, when you're playing against those type of players, that's where it's going to really make a difference. Against the average player, you're not going to really need that advantage or anything like that. But when it comes to like playing at the absolute top level, that's when you're going to notice a lot of these legend badges and Hall of Fame badges really kicking in and making that much more of a difference, and closing the gap kind of like skill wise. Now what I was talking about previously when I say about attributes is that I have a center build with, I'm going to bring this down some. I got a 96 rebound on O board, and I have an 85 defensive rebound. Now I'm a 7-footer. I don't remember exactly what my wingspan is, but I did go up on the wingspan because I only have mid-range on my build. I have like a 78 midi on my build, and that's it for my big, right? So I can space the floor a little bit. I put most of my attributes into finishing and defense and rebounding, so I can be, play a certain role for my team. I'm not really looking to score too much unless I'm down low in the paint or I'm getting an O board. You know what I'm saying? Now, with these stats right here, 96, 85, which is what a lot of people are doing. They're going high O board and then a low D board. What people don't realize is that on the flip side, when you're on defense it's going to be much harder for you to get a D board. Okay, I play, and for most people that I play against, this is perfectly fine. I average around 14 boards, which I know isn't much. There's probably people out there averaging 15, 16 boards, and that's cool for you. I'm averaging like 15 and 14, in solo rec, because, you're not going to get a ball a lot, even if you got a matchup advantage. You're just not going to get the ball a lot because that's just how randoms are. But I'm averaging like 15 points, 14 boards in solo rec, and this works out well in most cases. But when I go against a 7-1 max wingspan, a 7-2 max wingspan, a 7-3 max wingspan, a 85 D board is not going to get it done. Even with Hall of Fame rebound chaser and an 85 D board is not going to get it done. Even when I use a +1 on my build and put my rebound chaser up to legend, sometimes that doesn't get it done. It does help. It does help with rebounding, but it's not going to get it done. And the reason why it's not going to get it done is because I told you guys this in badge breakdowns, and of course in previous rare build videos. Their O board is going to be going against your D board, and your D board is going to be going against their O board. Now, if everybody's running 96, 85, that means that on the defensive side of things, your 85 defensive rebound is going to be going against his 96 rebound. I've had dudes boxed out. I've had them behind me. Whatever you can think of, I've had perfect position for the rebound, jump in the air. I got a 75 vertical. I've jumped in the air and watch them just jump and take the ball right out of my hands because they have a 96 O board and I have a 85 D board. So do keep this in mind when you're going for these Hall of Fame rebound chasers, legend rebound chaser. You do want to balance. I know people used to do this all the time. They used to switch and flop. They would go like, 80 O board with like a 92, 93 D board. They would do this and stuff so they could get some O boards or some D boards, or, always prefer defensive board. Personally, this is what I would do if I was you guys. I would be running something like this. I would be running like 96, 90. That's what I have on my 7-1 second center, or excuse me, my third center that I made. I have a 96 O board and I have a 90 defensive board. Does this kind of ham fist or shoehorn you into a certain type of build because now you're using way more attributes or whatever? Sure, yes, it does. But what I don't want is I don't want to be getting out rebounded. As a center, one of my main goals, obviously, to play defense, to protect the paint and rebound the ball. But for me, matchup wise, my goal is to always out rebound my matchup. I don't care if I out rebound them by 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter how many rebounds I out rebound them by. I feel like my goal as a big is to out rebound my matchup and give my team as many boards as I can, whether it's O boards and then increasing our possessions, or whether it's D boards and ending their possessions. But the most important thing for you as a big is rebounding. That is your number one goal, to rebound the ball. And then second, protect the paint. You know what I'm saying? Because not every time you're going to be able to protect the paint. Sometimes you might have a shooting big and you might not be able to sit paint, or protect the paint. So your number one goal is always going to be to rebound the ball. So as far as rebound chaser goes, like I said, Hall of Fame will definitely get it done. 96-90 with Hall of Fame rebound chaser will 100% get the job done at all heights, 6'11", 7 foot, 7'1", 7'2", 7'3", whatever, obviously the higher you go in height, the lower you can go in rebounding. If you're going with like a 7'3" big with 8 foot wingspan, then obviously you don't really need 96, 90. Obviously I would go 96 on one of these just so I could get legend rebound chaser with the +1. But you don't need 96, 90 when you're going 7'3" with an 8 foot wingspan, because you're going to have that advantage, So you don't really need that when you're going max height. I would say the higher you go in height, the lower you can kind of go in rebounding as far as like, height and wingspan goes. But again, like I said, I made a 7-1 build, and I went 96, 90 like this, and I feel like at 7-1, 96, 90 with legend rebound chaser, there's not going to be many dudes out rebounding me or just straight up horsing me, and that's the one thing I'm concerned about. I don't want to get horsed. I don't want to be losing the rebound battle by 4 rebounds, 5 rebounds, 16 to 12 or 20 to 15 or anything like that, because that hurts your team, significantly when trying to win. So as far as rebounding goes, obviously I would go based on position. The center should, at a minimum, have Hall of Fame rebound chaser, and that's what you should be, going for. Again, I already explained to you why I really wouldn't go 92 and then just do +1, because it's not gonna, you're not gonna really see the full effect of having that rebound, because the attribute difference. Your 92 is going to be against his 96 or whatever. So there's going to be a very different, just think of it as a battle. Just think of it as your O board versus their D board, your D board versus their O board. If everybody's running 96 O board, then is an 85 D board really going to be what you need? I know there's going to be people that say they run 80, 85 and there's no problem. And sure, most games, yeah, you probably won't have an issue, but there are going to be those matchups where you get absolutely crucified. And I guess you can just chalk it up as to you can't win every game, you can't out-rebound every game, but technically speaking, if you do go 96-90, you can kind of protect yourself from ever having a game like that. So again, like I said, Hall of Fame rebound chaser, as far as the badge go, is definitely the sweet spot where you want to go as a center. As a power forward, that's when you can kind of slide down and maybe go, 92, 87, somewhere like that. But you can go with goal rebound chaser. And then if you feel like you're getting horsed too much, you can put that +1 on Hall of Fame rebound chaser, just because you're not really going to be the primary rebounder. And then when you get to small forward, I would recommend like an 80. I really wouldn't recommend anything higher than silver. And then you can always put a +1 on there if you feel like you're going to be put at power forward often. And then for the shooting guards and point guards, obviously, a 60 to 70 would suffice with bronze rebound chaser, because you're not going to really be in position to really rebound the ball. So I would just basically go based on your position. That's what level of rebound chaser you really should be shooting for. Let me know in the comments what you guys think as far as the rebound chaser badge and what level of rebound chaser you're running, as well as what position you are playing with this level. So, let me know if you're a center and you're running Hall of Fame, if you're a guard and you're running silver or gold. Let me know down below. It's been your boy Swiftly. Please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe for more NBA 2K25 content. And, of course, more badge breakdowns like this. I'm out, y'all. Peace.